Carlos, David struggled the first 2 innings, then he went back-to-back 1, 2, 3 innings. Why do you think he has had such a difficult time to have clean innings to start games?
Right out of the gate, there's a couple of walks there. They ended up hurting him, even though there's a couple of infield singles. But you look back and there's 2 walks right there. They ended up scoring. And then that second inning, again, a couple sinker up to start. Then Turner gets him on a changeup, I think, and then he's trying to go in, but didn't get in and off against Schwarber there and got him. Before you know it, you're down 5. So, I think he's just inconsistent with the two-seamer execution, and they got him.
Well, it's the third time in less than a week you had a starting pitcher kind of get jumped right out of the gate like that. And how do you come back from something like that?
We have no choice. We got to find a way, right? I mean, it's on us to continue to figure this thing out. Trying to help these guys because there's no other way to look around it. Like those are the guys that we're counting on, and we need to help them.
That's disconcerting that you're out of games, and you're not out of games, but you have big deficits to come back from.
Yeah, I mean the record says, a record is a record, right? For us, that's where it starts, and like I said, our job as coaching staff is help those guys get through it.
With Christian Scott coming back soon, are you looking at Peterson for another start, or is that up for discussion? How are you looking at that?
We just got done through the game. We got to see what we got here in the upcoming days. There's no off days, so people need to step up. So we'll have conversations, I'm pretty sure, but too early to tell.
Your thoughts on Wheeler tonight? There were times he maybe tried to.
What was that again?
Your thoughts on Wheeler? There were times it looked like he may have gotten someone, but he found a way to get out of the way. I mean, it was so tough tonight.
I mean, he's a really good pitcher, and the reason why he's really good, he's able to, limit damage. In order to beat guys like that, not only you have to create traffic, but you got to hit, you got to slog, and against arms like that, and when they get the lead, it's gonna be hard. But again, created traffic a couple of times, but we just didn't get the big hit.
What's the concern level for the starting rotation right now?
I mean, we know that they know that we have to be better. Like that's where it starts. We expect more out of them, and they expect more out of themselves as well. But again, we're in this together, and we got to continue to help those guys.
Do you actually believe that the starting rotation has the talent level to turn this around in the way that you need them to?
Yeah, I have no doubt. I have no doubt that they got the talent, and they're more than capable of helping us turn this thing around. But again, he's on all of us. But they're definitely more than capable.
How difficult is it to pitch to Schwarber when he's in one of these streaks?
When they're locked in, man, like it doesn't matter righty, lefties. We saw the past couple of days from Schwarber and Harper. They're really, really good hitters, and when they get in streaks like that, you really have to execute because anything close to the strike zone, they're going to do damage.
What made Wheeler so difficult tonight?
I mean, Zach Wheeler is one of the best pitchers in the game. I mean, he was executing his pitches. He was dotting pitches in the strike zone, and that is really tough to hit.
How tough is it when 3-4 nights a week you guys are playing from behind right from the jump from the first inning? You've got these large deficits to make up.
It's tough, It's really tough to give up the lead right away, but it's part of the game. We just gotta be better. We gotta be better, play better baseball, and go out there and execute.
Juan, you guys are almost halfway through the season now, obviously where you are in the standings. And is any sort of worry starting to creep in that you won't be able to fix this thing?
I don't think so. It's any worry right now. We just playing baseball. We just got to be playing better and try to execute, like I said.
What gives you optimism that you will fix this?
Because we have a really good team. We have a really good group. We got a talented group. Definitely we have some guys that are going to come back from injury, so I think that's what gives me hope.
How frustrating is it? Obviously, you had that big series win over the Braves last week. It seems like every time you maybe win 2 games, you take another step back. Just not being able to have sustained success, how frustrating is that?
It's tough, But like I say, it's just part of baseball. We just got to be a little bit more consistent on our series and everything. Try to, take some series here and there, but it's part of it.
David, what were you happy with about your start and unhappy with about your start?
I wasn't very pleased with walking the first two guys, but I felt after that, made an adjustment, challenged them in the zone, got some ground balls, some weak contact, and then just kind of the way that I finished, felt like myself, pounding the zone, getting the ball on the ground, getting some strikeouts, some whiffs. So yeah.
Has it been a while since you've like yourself?
I would say I moved over to third base side against the Reds. Felt pretty good. Felt a lot more comfortable today with the adjustment. But I think it just, kind of all the work that we've been putting in clicked today. Felt like my body was moving the right way. So definitely encouraging on that part. But obviously, made a good pitch to Schwarber. It's kind of where I wanted to go with that, and kind of got to tip your cap on some of those. So definitely plenty to work on going forward, but some things to build off of as well.
How difficult is it to pitch to Schwarber when he's on one of his runs like he is?
Yeah, he goes on runs, and I've seen it from the other side for a long time with the Nationals and the Phillies, and it's what makes him one of the best hitters in the game. But I think being able to go after him that last at bat was good after the home run, and he's one of the top hitters in the league for a reason, and he's able to get to that pitch and drive it out.
Obviously, you've been trying to make some adjustments for a while now. You said you felt like someone clicked tonight. Does any part of you worry that chances in the rotation could dry up before you get to where you want to be?
I'm not necessarily focused on that. I think we've talked about this. It's kind of been week to week, and get back home and talk to Mendy and J-Dub about the plan going forward, and see where we're at, and go from there. But my job, regardless of the role, is to continue to put good work in and be ready for when I am given the ball.
Obviously, there's a high talent level in this clubhouse, but given where you are on the calendar, is there a concern that time's kind of running out to figure it out?
I wouldn't say that there's a concern, because I don't think that's where our focus should be. I think our focus should be on continuing to come to the ballpark with a good attitude, continuing to put good work in. We obviously have not put ourselves in a situation that we want to be in, but it's not for a lack of effort. It's not for a lack of commitment. I think it's just 1 through 26, getting the job done. At the end of the day, do we come away with a win or a loss? And I think that's something that we all, need to focus on, whether it's pretty or not. How do we get the job done? How do we win games? And I think it's as simple as that. These guys put in a ton of good work. We have, like you said, amazing talent on this team. And so I think for us, it's continuing to come to the ballpark, continuing to be excited to play with each other, committed to our good work, and going out there and competing.